Tonight on News 5 Live, Danny Mason's no-case submission denied by the High Court. We'll take you to Belmopan, where the convicted murderer appeared. In Belize City, attorney Orson Elrington committed to stand trial. He is accused of rape. So-called journalist Joseph Budna charged with abetment to murder. Shooting victims Andrew Muns succumbs. We'll be speaking with his family tonight. And how criminally charged persons are using new legislation to propose lighter sentences. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
My name is Waluko Mejia. I'm the General Manager at Copal Tree Lodge here in Toledo, Belize. The Belize Bank service we appreciate most is the Belize Bank ATM and the use of its debit card. It makes it very accessible for our employees here at Copal Tree Lodge. Essentially, they could access the ATM on their way home after work, and also that the local stores accept the use of a debit card.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
Y sufrí hasta el fin, no te quiero ver. Amor prohibido murmuran por las calles, porque somos de distintas sociedades.
Perdón si no te supe amar, yo sé que merecías más.
Amor eterno
E inolvidable.
voy a reír, voy a bailar, vivir mi vida, la 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 la.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, July 26th. I am Elise Gayon Vernon. Convicted murderer Williams Danny Mason has been shuttling between the Belize Central Prison and the Belmopan High Court throughout this week. Mason and co-accused Ryan Rayburn face charges of kidnapping businessman Lloyd Thiessen and his wife Rosie in May 2016 at Mason's ranch near mile 31 along the George Price Highway. The kidnapping allegedly stemmed from a business dispute. The couple had reportedly given Mason $300,000 to import corn, which was never delivered. When the couple confronted Mason, the alleged kidnapping occurred. The trial, initially scheduled to begin in early July before Justice Francis Cumberbatch, was postponed to July 18th after Mason requested a change in venue. The trial resumed on Monday, and by Wednesday, the prosecution, led by Director of Public Prosecutions Cheryl Lynn Vidal, had closed its case. On Thursday, the defense argued a no-case submission, claiming the prosecution had not provided sufficient evidence. This afternoon, Mason and Rayburn appeared before Justice Cumberbatch, who ruled that there was indeed a case to answer. Consequently, the no-case submission was denied, and the trial will continue. Mason and Rayburn are expected to testify next week. Following the ruling, Rayburn's attorney Simeon Sampson provided a brief statement.
At the end of which the defense made a submission to the judge that the trial ought not to proceed because we thought there was insufficient evidence against my client. The judge has ruled against us, so we proceed to trial. That's Monday morning. My client will take the stand.
Attorney Orson Elrington, also known as OJ, has been committed to stand trial for the charge of rape following a preliminary inquiry held this morning in Belize City. On March 8, Orson was charged with rape and granted bail of $8,000 plus one surety. Elrington's attorney, Hubert Elrington, is expected to challenge the decision in the High Court. Meanwhile, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Cheryl Lynn Vidal, says she looks forward to the defendant's challenge in the High Court.
I really don't want to go into the facts of the case, but this report was made some days after the incident. And so by the time it had come to the attention of the police, it really would not have made much sense. We didn't think that there was any likelihood that he would not have been committed to stand trial.
He said that his rights were breached because you overstepped the boundaries of your office to actually make calls and speak with his accusers. What would you say in response to that? Did you overstep the boundaries?
I most certainly did not, and I would imagine that that is an issue that will be addressed at the High Court. I look forward to it.
Well, I don't think the learned magistrate even understood what we were trying to say to her. I think that this was one of these situations in which we made a submission which the learned magistrate simply did not understand. Because nothing that she has said makes any sense to me.
So what happens next?
Well, we'll take the matter to the High Court. The DPP has brought a case, right? And her first duty is to show that there is a difference between a crime and a non-crime. And the magistrate must look at it and says, if the evidence discloses a crime or the evidence discloses a non-crime, but she doesn't even understand that that is the duty. So where do you go? You have to go to the High Court.
So-called journalist Joseph Ryan Budna has been charged with abetment to murder in the matter related to the fatal stabbing of Armando Coy Cacao. On Saturday, July 24, 2021, police responded to a report on Guyana Street in the San Martin area of Belmopan. Upon arrival, they discovered the lifeless body of 50-year-old Coy, a Guatemalan resident of Bethel Street, Belmopan City, with apparent stab wounds. Investigations revealed that Coy was last seen around 5:30 the day before, riding his bicycle in the San Martin area. His body was later found by a passerby. The body was transported to the Western Regional Hospital, where Coy was pronounced dead. Investigators believe that 40-year-old Francisco Oscar Gutierrez murdered 36-year-old Solomon Peter Coleman. News 5 has confirmed that Gutierrez, a resident of Belmopan City, has been charged with the crime of murder. Coleman was shot dead on Thursday, May 30th, 2024. His body was discovered on Cemetery Road in Belmopan. Cotton Tree Village resident, 32-year-old Andrew Muns, is dead. He succumbed to his injuries he sustained 18 days after he was shot while socializing in the village. That same shooting incident claimed the life of another man, 39-year-old Clint Castillo. Muns had been hospitalized since the day of the shooting, paralyzed from the neck down and in an induced coma. To date, police have arrested and charged 22-year-old Jamal Hyde with the crime of abetment to commit murder in relation to the shooting incident. The main suspect remains at large. He will face 2 counts of murder when he is captured. Muns' family Muns' family says his killer was a close family friend. They believe he has fled across the border into Guatemala. He spoke with one relative off camera.
Immediately after the shooting, he was unable to move anything from the neck down. Someone transported him, I heard, in the back of a truck to the hospital as quickly as they could. In the hospital, he never seemed to improve, only worsen. He did have infection that they were trying to find the right antibiotic to treat that infection for a long time, and then they found out he also had double pneumonia. So I know day before yesterday, Karen, his common-law wife, had come in and said that his blood pressure was really low. And I kind of thought to myself, that's probably not such a good thing that they can't get it up. But I guess the following day, he just succumbed to it.
What update has the family received in terms of the pursuit for the other guy, the one believed to have pulled the trigger?
As far as I know, there's no new information on where Akeem Richardson is. I know that the police haven't been able to locate him or any good tips on where he might be even, so I'm not sure.
How adamant is the family in being behind police to ensure that this guy is caught and justice is served?
Oh, everyone's definitely wanting him to be caught and have to pay the consequences for whatever, at least explain himself. It is a small village, and all 3 of the people, Clint, Jesus, and Akeem, were good friends for years, off and on. You know, it was kind of just as surprising that it happened, that Akeem did this, allegedly, you know. I mean, everyone was pretty shocked because he was around here almost daily. Yeah, and Jesus and Clint as well. Clint not as much, but Jesus for sure.
Coming up, a family of 3 is tonight sitting in jail cells, the crime they were found guilty of.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother." Friends, what a wonderful word. A great man was once asked what the secret to his success was, and he replied, "I had a friend. My wife and I have reared 4 children. We were blessed with a nurse, a preacher, a teacher, and a lawyer. As we sought to give guidance to them, I would often say, 2 of the greatest assets you will ever possess will be friends and a good credit rating. With these 2 things, one can endure life's greatest difficulties. This is so beautifully illustrated in the film, It's a Wonderful Life. Mr. Potter, the banker, had money but used it as a club. He took advantage of an accident to bring George Bailey to the point of despair and suicide. But it is prevented by the intervention of an angel. The most moving moment comes when his friends in town join together to relieve his financial emergency and express their gratitude for George Bailey. Mr. Potter, frustrated and hated, is left alone with his money. The moral of the story is nobody is ever poor when he has friends. Friends are forever, and that is why the Bible says that Jesus is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. He wants to be your friend today. Why not open the door and invite him in? Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heavens. This is the time for us to stay the course and fight for the people of Belize under the steadfast and courageous leadership of the United Democratic Party.
The Honorable Shine Barrow, who has taken the party at its helm and has held with, regardless of all that has been thrown at the party and at him, has been able to take the party forward. We have a very well-groomed set of individuals who are ready to take the stand and be able to represent the people at the capacity that's needed.
What it really takes to form government, we need to be able to deliver 16 seats, ensuring that we are getting things right, ensuring that those who are standard bearers are building a very authentic relationship and are consistent in meeting the needs of their constituents.
We want to bring drastic change for the betterment of health, education, social welfare, and so it's about putting the people first. It's not about me, it's not about the UDP, it's about the people.
About bringing down the oppressive cost of living, about restoring social assistance for the masses, about providing opportunity for all. To achieve this, the UDP must remain focused and united. Belize is always better with the United Democratic Party.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected. Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Tonight, San Ignacio resident person Guerra is a free man after accepting a plea deal. Guerra was charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and use of deadly means of harm after wounding his then partner, Sueme Salam, on her throat with a knife. Reports are that on February 24, 2020, Guerra entered the home of Salam with the key which he was in possession of and engaged in an altercation with Salam, resulting in him pushing and wounding her. Guerra avoided a prison sentence after taking a plea deal negotiated under the new legislation in the Criminal Procedure, Plea Discussion and Agreement Act. Under this bargain, Guerra was sentenced to pay the court a fine of $1,500 over the course of 12 months and $2,000 to be paid to the victim over a 2-year period. Additionally, Guerra will undergo 5 anger management sessions within the next 12 months. Attorney Erin Guaris represented Guerra.
So he was accused with attempted murder and deadly use of harm, deadly means of harm. And with the passing of the act, he was able to plead to the lesser charge. And fortunately, we were also able to agree, the prosecution and I were able to agree to a non-custodial sentence given the circumstances, given his circumstances. You know, a lot of factors were taken into consideration. The fact that, you know, he has gainful employment, he has a daughter that he's currently maintaining. That was a major factor for the court. So he's been ordered to pay a fine and been ordered to go to anger management courses. And of course, in default of that, he would suffer incarceration. But yeah, that is what it has.
So the fine was $1,500 and was also $2,000 ordered compensation to the victim.
Yes.
Is this in line with other cases that have been decided along these lines?
Yes, it is. This is not an unusual order of the court. There have been circumstances prior to this where a court has ordered a fine not only to the government but also to the victims. Right? So this is not something unusual. It's just opened the door in relation to pleading to lesser offenses and coming to that agreement instead of going through a lengthy trial. The parties are able to do that and save time and save court resources.
The judge mentioned that there's a level of prevalence to this kind of crime. As an attorney, I'm sure you're exposed to that sort of thing. Do you think the fine for the particular situation was adequate?
I believe that it was. And that is why both the prosecution and I remember this is not something that the accused proposed. It was something that was agreed along with the prosecution, and we both were of the opinion that this was an adequate sentence, and the court agreed.
As we mentioned, Guerra utilized the Plea Discussion and Agreement Act to negotiate with the prosecution for a lighter sentence. This case marks the first instance of a defendant employing this legislation to propose alternative sentences and charges. Guerra, with the assistance of his representative, Erin Guaris, initiated a novel plea deal under this act. We spoke with Guaris after the trial to learn more about the implications of this new legislation.
So today was the hearing, a hearing first of its kind actually. It was the hearing of a plea agreement that was entered into between the prosecution and the accused. This hearing was made possible because of an act that was recently passed. In June of this year, the Criminal Procedure, Plea Discussions and Plea Agreement Act was passed. And that act really provides an opportunity for the prosecution and an accused person to enter into discussions in order to maybe suggest alternate sentences, alternate charges, reduced charges. So parties are able to enter into discussions prior to trial to assist accused. The passing of the act really has assisted him, and we're hoping it will continue to assist other accused persons. Not only that, the benefits are to the court as well. The court indicated during the hearing while giving its judgment that the act has provided circumstances where there will be an alleviation of the backlog of cases that are currently before the court, thankfully. And really it's not in every circumstance that a charge that has a custodial sentence the accused should be incarcerated. So this passing of the act has allowed that to happen in this particular instance, and it could possibly open the door for other accused persons.
This evening, Ormencia Pau Swift, her mother Irene Bud, and her brother Aaron Fuentes were shuttled to the Belize Central Prison. All three were found guilty of grievous harm by a jury in April. Pau Swift and Bud each received an additional 2-year prison term from the date of conviction. Fuentes, who had already served nearly 2 years on remand, was released due to the time served after a 2-year reduction for mitigating factors. The court considered the serious injuries inflicted on the victim, Gilbert Blair, who lost vision in one eye and sustained severe injuries from a machete attack. The assault, which occurred on September 4, 2011, was described as brutal and premeditated, with the attackers identified by Blair. Doris Grant appeared in court today for her theft case. Grant, who is sitting at the Belize Central Prison under the SOE, is expected to return to court on August 16th, when she will be provided with disclosure. On May 20th, Grant was arraigned on 40 counts, including obtaining property by deception, money transfer fraud, and theft exceeding $121,000. She was granted bail in the amount of $50,000, or 1/30 of the same. No plea was entered at her initial arraignment. However, on June 20th, Grant faced additional charges of being a gang member just a week after being shot and injured. The police allege that Grant is a member of the Southside Gang. Today marked 29 days since their detention under the state of emergency and 35 days since their initial remand. After the break, more of our exclusive interview with the U.S. State Department Deputy Assistant Secretary of Western Hemisphere Affairs. But first, here's the weather update with data from the National Meteorological Service.
Belize City Chicken Express, with spacious parking and air conditioning, has the widest variety of delicious chicken dishes to satisfy your every craving. You've been asking, and we heard you. Our Belize City branch is now open until 8 p.m. And when you dine after 5, you get $1 off your total purchase. Chicken Express, with the unique taste of quality chicken.
Let me show you what I got.
We told you we had a show for you. The biggest food and music festival returns on Sunday, July 28th with the first of its kind day party as the Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, the Alaya Resort, Niche, eCash, the San Pedro Town Council, PAC, Border Management Agency, and Bellicate Ultra presents The Belize International Music and Food Festival 3.0, the ultimate day party. On day 2 of this mega festival, we give to you the Belize Latin Explosion Combo Group and our very own Punta Rock Legends Combo Group, taking us back with sounds like... We also feature Belizean soca greats like Echo Middleton and the soca Dandara, T.R. Shine. To help make this ultimate day party memorable, we invite Miss Rage herself, Faye-Ann Lyons, and the Viking of soca himself, Bungie Garland. Alongside the soca dance instructor, Curran DuBois. But wait, to top this momentous festival we have, for the very first time in Belize, Latin super sensation Prince Royce. Belize, July 28, 2024, San Pedro, Sacachispas Field. Come savor the rhythm. For info and tickets, check us out at bimff.bz or get tickets on the eCash app, powered by Belize Bank, or use the Quick Pass app, available at your Play Store on all Android and Apple devices. Doors open 2 p.m. for showtime at 3 p.m. Sunday, July 28, 2024, the Belize International Music and Food Festival 3.0. Come savor the rhythm. Sponsored by Belize Tourism Board, eCash, San Pedro Town Council, PAC, Mitch, Pelican Ultra, Border Management Agency, The Alaya Resort, Honorable Andrew Paris, Travelers, ICB, Digicel, Dolphin Production, Wine Smith, Angela's Press, Tropic Air, Modisco, Maya Island Air, Hits Media, Love FM, Channel 5, Courts, San Pedro Belize Express, Smart, and Channel 7.
Tell me, what about our owner today?
I recently done a Red Gal video. I get more views than Harriet. And you know one person had the nerve to post that I not even a Red Gal? I mean, like, what that mean anyway?
Well, here what about me? Every time I go buy meat pie, and I go, so, nothing in there. Nothing. So this is my issue. I over 18. I don't want no one artist. And you could believe my man still expect me for wash dishes? Look at time for that. I owe them for dishes. Yes. And you, sir?
Well, I don't really got their kind of problems, you know. Ever since I switched to DJ and signed up for my unlimited postpaid plan, life stress-free. Nothing bother me or my connection no more.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
Y sufrí hasta el fin, no te quiero ver.
Amor prohibido murmuran por las calles, porque somos de distintas sociedades. Perdón si no te supe amar, yo sé que merecías más. Amor eterno e inolvidable. Voy a reír, voy a vivir, la, 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 la. Vete, no puedo cambiar. Vete.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
On Thursday, we brought you an interview with the U.S. State Department Deputy Assistant Secretary of Western Hemisphere Affairs, Eric Jacobstein. The U.S. official met this week with the Belizean and Guatemalan ministers of government to discuss matters of regional and national concern. Regional migration is an issue that has posed major challenges for countries to combat. And while Belize and other countries have their own shortcomings, Jacobstein told News 5 that Nicaragua is the most problematic to deal with.
Nicaragua is a major challenge for us. Nicaragua is a country, the Ortega Murillo regime has essentially continues to prey off of vulnerable migrants. So that is a major concern. We've particularly been concerned by charter flights, charter airlines who are essentially allowing individuals to come in, they pay for a visa, and then they continue their journey north. So in response, the Biden-Harris administration has taken major steps, including at the State Department. We have a new policy in which we have revoked visas for executives of certain charter airlines who are clearly profiting off of vulnerable migrants.
Another hot-button topic in the region is gangs. Belize already has a multitude of gangs across the country. And just over 2 months ago, Mexican cartel members staged an uprising in the southern Quintana Roo area. And reports were that it spilled into Belize's Corozal-free zone. It prompted Belizean law enforcement authorities to assign special teams in northern Belize to ensure Belizean safety. At home, there's also been an infiltration of MS-13 gang members in the Salvapan area of Belmopan. Jacobstein said that the key to preventing further
countries in the region in this space, we will continue to do so because we feel that there's two areas. On enforcement, that's critical, and prevention is also very important in order to ensure that individuals don't join gangs in the first place. So we provide assistance to deal with citizen security itself, but also prevention to work with youth to provide them viable alternatives to joining gangs. So this is top of mind for us in Central America, a key part of our root causes strategy, and we'll continue to focus on it.
Belize is to receive over $100 million in assistance from the U.S. through our country's bilateral ties. On Thursday, the U.S. State Department's Deputy Assistant Secretary of Western Hemisphere Affairs, Eric Jacobstein, told News 5 that the assistance will come through the Millennium Change Corporation, an independent U.S. government foreign aid agency. And the investments are for education reform and in the electricity sector.
Our bilateral relationship is stronger than ever right now. In particular, I want to highlight the fact that the Millennium Challenge Corporation is finalizing a compact for $125 million with Belize. That will allow for education reform. It'll also deal with the high costs in the electricity sector. So for us, this is huge. I mean, this is unprecedented in the type of foreign assistance arriving from the United States to Belize. And it speaks to the strong relationship that our countries have. And it's something that is something that we continue to want to highlight in the conversations between our countries, and something that we believe will continue to be really the center of our relationship in the months ahead.
When we return, an update on the rising COVID cases in Belize.
In a small village, Alex encounters a familiar face, an acquaintance claiming to offer opportunities on a distant island. Persuaded by promises of a better life, Alex agrees to go. Alex arrives at the airport and is escorted onto a plane by a menacing individual. Alex's doubts grew as they soar into the sky. Arriving at the island, Alex is taken on a boat to a smaller, remote island, his escort's threats ringing in his ears. He realizes the harsh reality of his situation. On the smaller island, Alex finds himself in cramped conditions, forced into unfair wages and grueling hours of work with restricted movement. The promise of a better life fades into exploitation.
On this World Environment Day 2024, I stand before you as your Minister of Sustainable Development and Climate Change with a message of hope and action. The theme for this year, land restoration, desertification and drought resilience, calls us to unite in safeguarding our precious land and natural resources. Belize, our home, is facing challenges posed by land degradation, desertification and drought, threats that require urgent attention and collective effort. It is imperative that we take a stand to protect our environment, for it sustains us all. Together, we can make a difference by promoting sustainable land management practices, engaging in reforestation efforts, and implementing water conservation measures. We can build resilience and ensure a more secure future for our children. Let us commit to being stewards of the land, guardians of our environment. Together, let us work towards a greener, more sustainable Belize. Happy World Environment Day 2024.
Internet should be more than fast. NextGen 360 gives you peace of mind. Security, room-to-room coverage, all under your control. Can your internet do that?
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Over the past 3 weeks, there has been a resurfacing of the dreaded COVID virus in Belize. While there's not yet a need for a Ministry of Health and Wellness official caution, we got one of its officials to brief us on the situation. Director of Public Health and Wellness in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, said there's actually been a spike not only in COVID cases, but in respiratory illnesses as well as gastroenteritis.
For the last week, we have seen an increase in gastroenteritis in people over 5. That has been in the alert zone now for about 2 to 3 weeks, and so that is something that is currently being investigated by our surveillance team. And we have seen some increase in respiratory illnesses in a few of the districts. And respiratory illnesses encompasses any of the viruses or bacteria that would cause upper respiratory illness or pneumonias. With regards to COVID, we do know that over the last 2 to 3 weeks, we have seen some slight increase, but nothing that we would say is significant at this time. But we've got to keep in mind incubation periods. We've got to keep in mind when the surveillance personnel will pick up these increases, and we need to ensure that we keep following it every week to see if there is a definite significant increase. We know that persons who are vulnerable remain the same as years ago. Vulnerable populations are persons, the elderly, so if you're 60 and over, persons with comorbidities like diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cancer patients, anybody who's immunosuppressed, and pregnant women. So our advice from the Ministry of Health and Wellness when it comes to any respiratory illness, not only COVID, is that if you know that you're ill, use your mask, refrain visiting at-risk persons, ensure that you keep your distance from at-risk persons, and we can protect each other by just doing some of those initiatives. Hand sanitizing is very important, covering your coughs and sneeze. So we continue to look at these numbers, we monitor them closely, and if the need arises that we do have to make a statement, we will be doing so after looking at the COVID numbers.
Today, protecting vulnerable children in potentially risky situations was what representatives of UNICEF and the Ministries of Human Development and Health paid keen attention to. It was part of a validation session for a national preparatory exercise, along with PAHO and relevant ministries of government. It's all a prelude to a global ministerial meeting scheduled to take place in Bogota, Colombia, in November. Today, the relevant parties who met told the media that today's forum was to bring the key groups together at the policy level with a commitment to end violence against children. UNICEF's representative in Belize, Alison Parker, says parenting is one of the key issues where emphasis needs to be given, while the Ministry of Health Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa explained that access to free medical services for children was another area of concern. For the Ministry of Human Development representative, Dylan Williams, ensuring that there are adequate resources to provide adequate care for these children is where they need to play a role.
For Belize, the data shows that ages 1 to 4 have the highest level of physical violence in Belize. So we're looking at physical violence. What's driving that? What's causing that? And so universal access for parents and caregivers support, because we have advanced significantly on legislation. You know, we have the Domestic Violence Act, etc. But then what support do we need to parents and caregivers in order to ensure that children can grow up in a safe and loving environment?
Part of what we recently found out in terms of a child protection systems evaluation that we have is that we've been able to do certain things good as it relates to a response. And so that response has been a multi-sectoral response from at least the key agencies, the Ministry of Human Development, the courts, we have the police, and of course the Ministry of Health in terms of health services. So we've been able to provide a response in response to any issues that children may face, and so we've been able to do that. However, part of the challenge is that we recognize that even with a strong response, we are lacking in terms of a comprehensive prevention approach, which really should allow us to not, in the long run, have these issues happening in terms of having to have a strong response.
When it comes to the health perspectives, areas like removal of fees at the public health facilities, ensuring good vaccination uptake, reduces children's illnesses and diseases, improving and integrating mental health care in prenatal care. All these things are very important because violence in children, it's multifactorial. So it's not one ministry that will lead and make that change. We've got to continue to work together. So in regards to the social and the economic issues, or what we call the social determinants, these things, if we work towards reducing these things, we will ensure that we do reduce violence against children.
This morning, the Hub Resource and Community Center held a closing ceremony for its Summer of Fun program. The camp proved to be a resounding success, engaging children in a range of activities and classes designed to enhance their social, educational, and cultural development. News 5's Zain Heredia visited the camp at Lake Independence Boulevard to capture the highlights. Here's the story.
At the start of the summer, 15-year-old Jamisha Arnold was shy and uneasy in crowds. But fast forward 4 weeks, and tonight she thrives in social settings. It was during her time spent at the Summer of Fun program that she was able to break out of her shell and be a social butterfly. She says that learning to interact with others was her biggest takeaway from the camp.
From the beginning, I was a little bit nervous to be around a lot of people. But then during the middle and the ending, I start warm up to people. We play sports together. We gonna swim. We gone on trips. We had fun. We talk and everything.
The success of the Summer of Fun program attracted many children from outside the camp's designated communities. Arthur Usher, manager of the Hub Resource Community Center, told News 5 that this is the largest program the team runs annually. However, it's not their only initiative. During the school year, the Hub also offers a range of after-school programs.
These types of programs, I think, are extremely important generally for outside school learning. So some things that you might not have picked up during school, you can pick up during the summer. Things that you learn during school, you can apply during the summer. So it's a cohesive, coherent programming that consistently push these kids to another level.
The program attracted participants from across Belize, fostering a strong sense of community. It provided opportunities for individuals to share their opinions, step out their comfort zones, and enhance their social interactions.
Why is it important to have these types of events where kids can come together and have fun and get to know each other?
Because it get we out our shell, we get to connect more, talk, be more social, and what's not.
One of the activities featured a visit to the Mayan archaeological site of Alton Ha. Arnold says that this experience provided valuable insight into how Maya utilized ponds as a crucial water source.
The Mayans used the pond for their source of water income.
Azin Heredia for News 5.
Today, 35 students received scholarships from Digicel to attend the high school of their choice. The students hail from across the country, with the majority coming from Belize City primary schools. It is a significant investment for the multitude of students who submitted applications. News 5 was present for the announcement of the final selections. Marian Ali filed this report.
Today, 35 Standard 6 graduates were guaranteed a high school education when they formally received scholarships from BTL's Digicel. Shahem Ifield hails from the Cayo district, where he will attend Eden Seventh-day Adventist High School through his scholarship. He and his mother, Noelia Velasquez, were happy that his father's effort paid off.
I may tell them that this scholarship will be very helpful, and it will help me to further my education.
Okay, what field of studies do you hope to take on when you attend Eden High School?
Technology. They said they have to get a 3.0 to keep the scholarship.
They mentioned that usually it's the moms that do all the procedures, but in this way it was the dad, so I'm happy that he did it. And he went about and applied for the application, and we are so grateful about it. We are so happy that my boy gets to enjoy this scholarship, and it has a great of benefit for us, so we don't have to be struggling as much as we did with the older one.
The company's CEO, Ivan Tesukum, explained that they succeeded in increasing the number of recipients from 25 by 10 this year.
We do make allocations, we do make budgets, and this year we had the opportunity to be able to even award 10 more scholarships than what we've done in the past. So for us, it's just something that we're very proud of and something that we continue to push because education is key for us.
What was the selection process like?
Sure, the selection process is, it has to do obviously with academic qualifications, but it also has to do with the financial needs and challenges they may meet. And so they go through a rigorous, but they do an interview with the committee, and they tell their stories as to why they are deserving. And so some of those stories are very heartwarming, and we see how much they want education. So for us, like you correctly said, it's a lot more than the 35, and so the committee does have a very tough task ahead of them, but they're able to come to an agreement, and we award 35.
Minister of Education Francis Fonseca says that even though the government invests upwards of $300 million each year in the budget, there is always a need for more.
The people of this country fully understand and appreciate the importance of investing in education. And that's why we continue to invest over $300 million every year in the annual budget. And so it's important. Even that is not enough. It's important to have good corporate citizens like BTL doing their part. And it's very, very important that we work together, all of us work together, to create more opportunities for young people to get a secondary education or tertiary education.
The company and the parents of the students signed an agreement committing that their children would maintain an average of 3.0 in order to keep their scholarship throughout the 4 years. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Up next, your favorite artists are here for the Belize International Music and Food Festival.
The National Institute of Culture and History, in partnership with the National Celebrations Commission and the Belize City Council, present Ibotong Festival 2024 on Emancipation Day, 1st August at Isaiah Mortar Square and Yabra Green. Come out and enjoy a full day of festivities for the entire family, starting from 12 noon, sauté 9 p.m. Culture market with handicraft, art, local wines, and more. There will be cultural booths and live demonstrations like kiss making, fly brush making, and Creole drum carving. And of course, enough nice food, fire hot rice and beans, steamed flour, bile up, and much more. All of the sweet thing like wangla and cut up root what they out there. Now listen to this part, yeah. A free kids zone plus traditional games and activities, including the Youth Emancipation Day football tournament, storytelling, and a special concert performance for the picnic them by Brad Patico and the Soigo Band, plus much more musical performances by Brother David and the Tribal Vibes, Lord Raven, Boom and Chime, Second Generation, Rick Vibration with Terry the Brock Down Gal, Doggy, Coconut Boy, Kenny Gladden and the New Creation Band, Sweet Pain Band, and more. On Emancipation Day, we going the Ibotong. Sponsored by Honorable Francis Fonseca and the National Celebrations Commission, National Institute of Culture and History, Belize City Council, National Sports Council, and Creme Radio.
I am Ronald, lineman lead hand at BL. We are an essential service and we are doing everything we can to make sure that we keep the lights on for our customers.
I work outdoors and my job is to provide safe and reliable power.
Our teams continue to serve communities across Belize.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 5885. Here are this week's contestants.
Y sufrí hasta fin, no te quiero ver.
Amor prohibido murmuran por las calles, porque somos de distintas sociedades. Perdón si no te supe amar, yo sé que merecías más. Amor eterno e inolvidable. Voy a reír, voy a vivir mi vida, la 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 la. Vete, no puedo cambiar. Vete.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday night at 8 for KTV The Remix Season 6. Live only on 5.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
No, I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
It could be considered that life feels a little different when you have to fight to stay alive. This month, we traveled the country in search of a few persons who had been placed in an extraordinary situation that led to the fight of their lives, but with medical intervention, they won. This week, we conclude that monthly search with the story of Catalina Koch, who, since overcoming breast cancer in April, has a renewed energy to live life like it's the only one she's got. Sabrina Daly tells us more in this week's look on the bright side.
At the start of 2023, Catalina would have described herself as a relatively healthy woman who took care of her body and health. She enjoyed the love of her family and engaged in her passion of baking. However, everything changed when an annual checkup and a mammogram marked the beginning of her fight for life.
When I went there to do the first mammogram, the first breast, all right, the second one, they look at me and tell me, it looked like cancer right away.
Catalina was only 50, and it was cancer.
Like, I got stressed out and I traumatized, honestly. So knowing that you are facing something that you never knew before is very scary.
Her fight to survive immediately began. Catalina was presented with the option to undergo a mastectomy, the surgical removal of her breast, or the immediate start of cancer treatment through radiation. Today, she is one breast less.
It's not an easy decision to make, You really have to think good. Okay, like it's like a life or death, I said, okay, I need to do it. If I want to live more, I need to do it. And that is the reason I decide that, okay, I will do it. You just have to be strong and have faith in God. That was my last source, I keep asking God for strength. The day of the operation, I just hugged up my kids and I said, just be strong with me. I don't know what will happen, but I know we leave it in God's hand.
Following her mastectomy, Koch received test results indicating that chemotherapy was still necessary. This aggressive treatment challenges the mental will and strength of anyone who must endure it. Catalina received her chemotherapy at the Dangriga Cancer Center.
I had to do a weekly chemo for the beginning. I had a 12 session, a weekly chemo. And it's not a nice one. It is not.
You went through the experience.
Oh my God. For the first fourth session, it was good. The fifth session, I began to lose my hair. And that is one of the most devastating feelings you could ever think about.
Like most persons faced with a medical condition of this magnitude, it requires finances and emotional support. Both are important. Cox support systems sprung into action in efforts to raise money. But after money is found, the shoulder to lean on is next to none. In her time of need, Cox shared that her friends and family were there.
And I have my 2 kids that stood by me day and night. Day and night. I have my son, I have my daughter. I know they felt the same way as me, but they don't show it with me, because I know I figure if they show me how they feel, they feel that I could get affected, just by looking at them, the way they feel about me. But yes, they are my biggest support, and my gentleman, he support me a lot as well. Even though sometimes you get frustrated, he get frustrated with me. This journey is not an easy one. You really get frustrated, you get depressed, you get whatever you want to call it. But this affect the family. It totally affect the family.
Catalina endured a year of hardships, battling through chemotherapy with the support and good graces of individuals and the Cancer Society, who aided her medical journey through fundraising. In April of this year, her perseverance was rewarded when she finally heard the words she had been waiting for all of 2023.
It's one of the most amazing news. It's enjoyable to know that you are free out of this monster that was killing me, you understand? And when the doctor told me, like, you are free of cancer, you can go and drink, eat anything what you want, like, I said, oh my God. I said, are you sure? Like, I'm free. Like, yes, they say you are free of cancer.
Catalina Koch is currently in remission, and though life has changed significantly since her diagnosis, she remains positive and resilient. She continues to pursue her passions with enthusiasm and extends heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has supported her through this challenging journey. Her message to viewers is clear and urgent. Cancer kills. Get tested before it's too late.
Don't wait till it's too late. Go ahead and do your mammogram. Go ahead, do your pap smear. That is the only way you will know what you have. That is the only way you will know you could save your life. That's the only way you could save your life. And don't be scared, Don't be scared, just be strong.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
The Belize International Music and Food Festival is almost here. The highly anticipated 2-day event kicks off in San Pedro and Burgess Key on Saturday and promises good music, food, and atmosphere all day long. This afternoon, a few of the performers landed at the Philip Golson International Airport, where we caught up with reggae artist Collie Buds and promoter John Marsden for more details on the big event.
One more.
I'm feeling great. It's been a long time since I've been back in Belize. I think the last time was, I think I said 2009, but it's 2012, I think it was, like at the Princess Hotel downstairs. It was like the hottest show I've ever done, ever in my life. I mean, sweat, like, true, everybody. Temperature. Yeah. But yeah, so no, it feels good to be back in Belize. Belize has always been good to me. I think I've been there 3 or 4 times, but yeah, last time, it's been a long time.
If you can't find a hotel, it's not a problem. We have San Pedro Belize Express, who is doing 2 runs. One Saturday, it leaves at 4 p.m., it returns at 4 a.m. So after the show done, you can catch back the boat to come back. You don't have to spend on a hotel.
July 30th is internationally recognized as World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, and Belize is ready to show its support for the cause. On Saturday morning, RET International and its partners are hosting a human trafficking awareness walk and ride-a-thon, We spoke with Eve Banks, Community Engagement Officer at RET International, to hear why Belizeans are being encouraged to show support for the event.
Gonna start with a warm-up from the Stonefit crew at the BTL Park. After the warm-up, we will then make our way straight up Marine Parade, going down to Memorial Park, take a spin right back around. If you do not want to walk, you can always ride, because I have walk right there. And that's about it. After the walk or the ride, you guys can make your way back to the BTL Park, where we have some surprises, raffles, refreshments for you guys. Just thanking you for your support, which we really hope we do actually meet the target of the amount of people that we are catering for this year.
And just on the importance of supporting a cause like this.
On the importance, I mean, oftentimes we look human trafficking right in the eyes and not know that it is actually that. And the fact that we need to raise awareness and holistically take a look at what it is, how to identify the signs, the symptoms, and knowing who or what to report or where to report. I believe this is the purpose or the sole cause for us to do this walk.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com on both our Facebook and YouTube. I'm Elise Guion Vernon, and from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend.